Hello and welcome to a league game between IronFox in blue and Puck in red. This is the first game between the two, and IronFox picked this seed. Before we get going, I finally caught up with the games, and I have a screenshot now of the table standings before this game. So I don't know how this game ends up. But spoiler alert, I want to quickly show you the table standings so far. So you have 2 seconds now to turn off the video if you don't want to see it. But here we go, let's see if it works. It seemed like it. Yeah, it's not the prettiest solution. I'm not good with all this software for recording, but I hope it makes sense. So this is the screenshot of the current league table standing so far, and we got IronFox today, who played down here. He lost 2 so far, and we have Puck up here, who won 1 game and lost 4. So very interesting to see. I actually think let me just quickly check, because in my predictions I tried to do just a quick predictions of the games, and after I played IronFox, I realized he's actually pretty good, even though he lost those 2 games. I think that's actually against me. So this is his first game against another opponent. I also played Puck, but what I wanted to say is I changed my prediction. So I predicted IronFox to end on 12 and Puck to end on 13. So that means I put IronFox slightly ahead of Puck. So it's going to be quite interesting to see. I think it's going to be a close game today, and it's going to be really, really interesting to see if IronFox can actually win against Puck, or if I have to reevaluate my predictions once again. I think it's always fun to watch players that are of equal skill level. Then it really doesn't matter how good they are, as long as they are just about equal. Then it often turns out to be some fun games to watch. So let's see, IronFox picks down here, and as I said, it's him who picked the seed. There is 2 trade routes in the west. I do like the pick he took here. I might have gone slightly more north, as Puck also just did, just because it makes it a bit easier to get this to be part of your eco basically as well. Though that being said, the gas is down here, and I tend to overlook that sometimes. So if I had played a strong player, I imagine I could have done the same as Puck, and then my opponent would have gone here, and they would completely have destroyed me in no time, because they have gas and I have nothing. And I think the value of just starting with gas, like even if you don't use it, but just the fact that your opponent knows that you have access to gas forces them to consider, okay, should I go airport start so I have helis to counter tanks? Should I build every second unit out of my factory? Should that be SAMs, etc.? So you're gonna waste, not necessarily, but you are forced to build some units that you might not end up using. While if you're facing an opponent that has 0 gas, there's like you don't have to worry as much about helis to counter tanks and SAMs, etc. But of course they can always trick you and build power plants and depots and so on, so it's never certain. But that's my take at it, at least. So let's see how they started here. Puck went double town, 2 factories, and a barracks, and quite a bit spread out. IronFox started in a tricky position. At least Puck really has the chance to shut him off here. He needs to get over here ASAP, so he can first off deny this trade, but also do something else than just being in the corner. But double helis from IronFox, that can be tricky. Puck does build SAMs right out the gate though. Not too many units or land units. IronFox is going double barracks. And I don't know what the right answer is, but I tend to value factories a bit more when the land is this tight, so to speak, or there's a lot of jokes. I feel like you get more value out of your artillery, but it's not that narrow, and this is a lot of infantry units. So Puck he's gonna need some more units soon. I wonder, no, IronFox cannot see too much of Puck's base. They do spot each other. And Puck is focusing a lot of on the expansion, so I imagine this is a transport boat. I can't quite see it. So he just have to defend now. But he must have a lot more eco. 500 against 400. So 25% more income than IronFox. And this is a lot of helis. But Puck does build quite a few SAMs. It's not gonna be enough if IronFox uses the helis correctly. So I'd say right now this is a time game for Puck. He needs to drag out the game. He has the eco. He's doing the expansion to get even more eco, and he's also going to expand to the west. So he will definitely have the eco advantage. So IronFox is kind of on a timer right now. But Puck does not manage to cut him off, and he gets a what's it called? Free pass to go down south and expand. But he will realize there are SAMs just about now. And what about Puck? He will also realize there are a lot of helis. It's always scary when a heli swarm shows up. I think IronFox might lose 2 helis now though. Puck puts down another factory. You know, he knows now that he needs a lot of SAMs, and obviously he also needs other land units to defend against the infantry. So he just needs a lot of producers now. This is an interesting play. Very bold play. Unfortunately, IronFox also has this gas. And the transport boats are very vulnerable to helis. But it of course requires IronFox to be very quick about it and react in time. So Puck is back down to 1 SAM. He is probably only building SAMs over here. And he could even help out with extra missile ships. I would say this is basically just, not a good play to build this many transport boats, but he might have been busy doing other stuff. They do produce rather fast. I really like this. Let's see if... Obviously, IronFox sees the transport boat. Unfortunately, only 1 commando. And a small trick, if the transport boat only picks up 1 unit, you can delete it and basically land the unit again and then redo the command so they pick up at full capacity. So you avoid this, because sometimes obviously this was faster, but it probably would have made a bigger impact to put off or land 4 commandos at once. Because now IronFox can defend against this, because he knows what's incoming. So yeah, that's one small tip, at least for me, because I do this all the time as well, and it can really mess up a nice surprise attack. It did give Puck some time to build a bunch more SAMs. IronFox just put down his first factory, and now these guys are just getting nowhere. He had 1 shot at that, unfortunately. IronFox is looking into expansion as well, with a small proxy base, making sure he can get as much of this part of the map as possible. There is more points of interest up here, so that's definitely an advantage for Puck, with a city and gas and even 2 towns, while IronFox only has 2 towns down here. Puck is out of gas. He will find gas on this island. Oh, he actually capped this as well. And he puts down an airport. And I wonder if he's going helis or interceptors. IronFox is increasing his unit output, and he really needs to, because even though Puck are forced to build SAMs right now, as soon as he get that critical amount of SAMs, he has a lot of producers ready to just go all in on artillery. So I think it's a wise choice by IronFox to build multiple producers here. And IronFox will actually have an advantage over here with this tiny proxy producer, or whatever to call it. Let's take a look at the ego. 700 and 630. So it's not that Puck is that far behind. Sorry, that far ahead. IronFox has been good at building his eco as well, getting to industries and the town. But it's gonna be tough for him to... Like, if he can... I imagine the front line over here will be somewhere around here. And that means that Puck will have all of this. And he will have all of this. And that basically means that Puck will have more eco. And he will be in a much better position. So IronFox either have to win this now, somehow expand up here, or as he is doing, win this and push Puck quite a bit back. Like if he can push him back to just here, it suddenly opens up for a trade route for IronFox. And if you can even push him over here, that's 2 trade routes. And that's basically what he needs to counter all of this eco that Puck has up north, or potential eco. Missile ships are incoming. There is a risk for IronFox that in, let's say, 5 minutes, 10 minutes maybe, Puck will have so much anti-air that these 2 airports are completely shut down and basically useless. So all IronFox has to think about now is keeping that anti-air to a minimum. Keep attacking it, keeping it down to as few units as possible so he can keep using his helis. Because if Puck gets that critical amount of anti-air, it's gonna be tough. But IronFox really put down a lot of producers now. Let's just take a count here. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 barracks and 2 factories. So that's 7 producers. Puck has 4 factories and 4 barracks. So that's 8 producers, but with more factories. No, he has to produce a bunch of SAMs, and this one is just producing commandos. What IronFox can do, it's not critical yet. I think it's okay to still use his helis here, but it's gonna be scary with these interceptors. They are so good against helis when you don't have any SAMs, but the SAMs are on the way from IronFox. So I think he can still use the helis here on the main front line. But when the amount of AA increases, he can of course take his helis all the way over here and really put a lot of stress damage on whatever Puck is building over here. And it's almost like his interceptors can not really reach this part. Now he's going straight for the buildings. He needs to get his SAMs up here though. Let's see. That's 1 heli. And this is only 2 interceptors. Does get the building though. And he has a lot of helis here. Oh, and he's doing strikers. I think that was another heli. Let's look at the eco again. 780 and 830. So Puck still slightly ahead. And IronFox improves or increases his eco with this town. He has a lot of towns here. Puck put down his proxy barracks, whatever you want to call it. And he's also building towns now. And they will spot each other soon. And that will increase the requirements of the players to multitask and be able to work on two fronts at the same time. Two fronts that are very far apart on the map. Puck is still trying this. I think it's a bit hopeless. He should probably go up here instead. Or even just put a few more units up here so the capping is faster. Just 4 more or so. And otherwise I would definitely choose to land here instead of here. Especially when it's commandos. Because the helis will have a very hard time spotting them. Puck puts down another factory for replacement of the barracks. And we got a lot of interceptors now. Seems like Puck is trying to dig in. Don't think he will make it in time. IronFox really working on that town. And this is interesting to see. I'm actually not sure how this works exactly. Maybe someone can tell me in the comments, because this will take HP from the units, but then they switch to normal speed over here, and I wonder if that gives them time to recover, and how much time do they need to recover, or do they need to be standing still to recover? I actually don't know. As you can see, they are clearly like damaged now. So I don't know if this is a good idea. I don't think so, because I haven't seen anyone else do it. So I would just assume it's not a good idea. And this is a very good move from IronFox. Let's see if Puck spots it. Doesn't seem like it. He does see the... If he had his screen here, he could see it. And this is definitely much better, I think, to land here. I like this from IronFox. Now he can actually contest this island, because there's almost no units from Puck up here. 950 for Puck, 890 for IronFox, so still just about those 50 in difference. Puck put down more factories or producers in total over here, so he will over time win as it is right now. IronFox needs to invest a bit more here, especially because it's so... like he's fairly close to being able to build a trade route. So I think it would be worth investing and then getting his helis over here. But they might actually all be dead. must admit I haven't checked. It seems like they are all dead. And now that he switched to strikers, obviously he can't get air support over here. I think it would really have helped him having like 10 helis here. That could have done wonders. And Puck is also aware of the potential that IronFox could have brought air over here, so he already is building SAMs. IronFox has spotted this landing. I don't know if the strikers, how well they spot these commandos. Oh, he has a commando of his own. That helps. And now Park will definitely spot this landing. That's why I really like that he went like around before to cover it up a bit more. See, I think this is a direct counter to actually spotting this paradrop. IronFox put down 2 factories. So they actually have the exact same number of producers now. Only thing is that Puck has been producing for slightly longer with more producers. This is gonna be crucial. Like IronFox needs to win this part of the map. Or this part. Because he's not getting through here anymore. I don't think so. I think this is gonna be a stalemate until one of the players gets such a big eco lead that they can just roll over the opponent. It's clear that they do know the importance of this part of the map. I hear an airport. Oh, here. I would maybe... I know it's a bit risky, but I think I would have put it in the forest. It's hidden, and it has much better range. Of course, it doesn't matter as much if it's just helis. But, I don't know. I think I would have preferred it here. And I definitely think it's a mistake that IronFox went into strikers. Because he's very, very limited in their use. He has this range, and Puck already have a lot of anti-air. If he had helis here, he could also now throw them over here and then over here to support up here. This is a very good move. He needs to get rid of this, and then he needs to cap somewhere on the map that he can safely build a barracks of his own. A lot of eco from IronFox. I think he might have caught up now. 1050 and 990, so he's actually ahead. He's really playing it well with the balance of producers and eco, I think. The question is if Puck should just dig in here and just say, whatever, I don't mind. I just dig in here, I'm comfortable with this eco, I can build up my industry, I can build up a city, and then focus on here instead of using cap on trying to push down this small choke. I'm not sure what's the best, what is the best way to do it. It's a good idea that he's doing here, capping that small extra territories, or those few extra territories. It all helps in the end with the eco. And IronFox does get rid of the barracks. Now we just need to cap something here. And he apparently did a landing here. I don't know how, when there's so many missile ships. Okay, maybe they just weren't there. Ah, I think it also got shut down actually. Very well played. He's gonna snipe this. Puck puts down produce on this island. And I think we'll see the same from IronFox in a minute in this forest. Don't think Puck can save this town. Well, he proved me wrong. He could. And now the heli shows up, but Puck has been preparing for this. So wise choice to produce some SAMs up here. See, these strikers are just useless now, I think. More or less. So it's almost at a point where I would switch to helis and hope to get that swarm going, or the very hard choice, delete both of these. Because IronFox is really in a eco issue here. He is ahead in total, 1050. Let's see if he's still ahead. Ah, they are equal, I would say. But IronFox is spending all of his. Puck has a slightly better profit right now. And this will be expensive in upkeep with 2 full airports with strikers, and also just producing the strikers also cost money, obviously. So I think I would have I think I might have deleted them. And Puck is just having his time of his life. Just shooting infantry with no repercussions. The outcome of whoever wins this island is also gonna be really important eco-wise. Let's get to use the strikers slightly. Though 2 might go down. He still hasn't built anything up here. But yeah, he really doesn't have any money. He needs to delete these strikers. They are not they're not worth their price on their upkeep. And Puck is really also pushing back here. And he's building an airport of his own. So even though it for a moment looked really good when IronFox was ahead on eco with almost 100, it's starting to turn now. Puck is also really using every penny of his income. Well, not so much anymore, now it's just increased. But they're struggling with the income now. Pushing it. He's going for those SAMs, it seems, but that's not gonna work. Unfortunately, there's just too many. That's a lot of helis though. And that's the tough part of when the game is that far in and there are battles going on all over. You can make mistakes like this where you have actually a lot of SAMs. You're in a good spot, but you just forget to move them to the front line. So clearly Puck is not watching this part of the map right now, and I can understand why. IronFox has built up a blob here. This is now or never, I feel like. It's gonna be tough when Puck starts to dig in. You might need to make this line wider, or even just say screw it, let's try to walk this way. But I don't know. I think it's always a tough decision. Also, I know they should suffer fatigue when they dig in, but I never really feel like it has such a big impact when you're rushing down units that has just dug in. I don't feel like it really matters too much. Maybe that's just me. And now IronFox needs some SAMs of his own. And Puck has moved his SAMs. So now IronFox could take his helis back over here and then attack all of this, which is very vulnerable. Granted, he can only do it once, because then the SAMs would be here, if Puck realizes. But he can attack here, Puck takes his SAMs over here, then he can attack here, and it would force Puck to either pull back or have two blobs of SAMs. IronFox still hasn't invested anything in this island, which is a shame, I think. But yeah, he doesn't have any money. this could be it. I would probably, yeah, get that factory and then get out of here as he's actually doing. Don't bother about those entrenched artillery. And this is a really good just extra attack to get Puck to, I don't know, panic a bit and have to, yeah, just consider many small attacks, I guess. IronFox has switched to Sam's and he has pulled his headies back, it seems. And he's going for the airport. Can you see it? Yes, you can. This is really scary for Puck. I was about to say I would shut this off, but he already did. Yeah, it all comes down to, can Puck somehow get rid of this blob? He should maybe stop producing these. Produce infantry instead. I don't know how much of a difference it will make. He's almost out of energy. Yeah, I don't know what he could try to fill 2 or 3 transport boats at once and go down here and try to take out a few buildings, but yeah, I don't know. He's actually also sending these units west. He should definitely change that. That's a lot of commandos. IronFox still at 1050. Puck at 1200. There's no better feeling in the world than getting a blob of SAMs all the way up to an airport and actually kill the airport with the SAMs, and everything that lives off of that airport is just dead. That is one of the most satisfying things to do in Iron War, in my opinion. Puck is in big trouble. Does have a lot of money, but I don't know how he can get back from this. I think this blob might have won IronFox the game. Puck puts down a kind of a... I almost feel like saying a panic shipyard here. But it could provide useful. But I'm not... He can attack probably both of these towns. And he can transport units. Oh, this is a nice landing. Can they even spot the commando? Nope. Oh, they just spotted him. He just needs to keep his commandos close to the water and then get all of these missile ships over there. He did cap almost all of this. So he's probably still in a good position eco-wise. IronFox... Excuse me. IronFox is still at 1050 basically. And Puck at 1200. This is a nice attack. That's what IronFox should have done a long time ago. It's always... like, headies can be used in so many ways. You just have to find those spots. I think Puck is losing this. I just cannot see how he can get back. The eco is gonna switch over completely now as IronFox caps all of this. I think we can speed it up a bit now. Puck does push through here, but I don't think it really gonna matter. IronFox has so many units here, he can just, when this is done, he can take them here, and he can already now start to divert some units from this main base over here. I think Puck maybe forgot about this and he just turned it off. He tries to get a foothold here. Don't think it's gonna work, unfortunately. Yeah, it's tough. It's just one of those games where suddenly, you can't really feel when it's happening, but just all of a sudden you realize my opponent has a bunch of artillery, and there's nothing I can do to stop it. Like I often feel like you feel comfortable, and then it's such a slow build-up of that critical mass of artillery that you can't really put your finger on it when it exactly happens. But all of a sudden you can just feel, okay, now it's too late. And now it's just IronFox basically cleaning up now. Really well played by both though. And I think IronFox did very well in balancing his eco and his units. Puck could have built a slightly more eco here, but yeah, obviously the thing he needed was more units here. So maybe he's slightly overinvested over here. I think maybe, as I mentioned earlier, like just sticking in, because then you can defend yourself with slightly fewer producers and be comfortable with IronFox having this part, and then have that extra production over here, or invest in eco on this island so you can get even more production here and then even more production here over time with that extra income. I think that's probably the one big thing Puck could have done differently. And I don't know, maybe he overinvested in missile ships. I don't know. Because he had a few blobs here and there, he could just have set up a line here. And that could have also more or less have saved him from too many SAMs here. And then he had a bunch of commandos, but I mean, I don't think that was too big of a mistake compared to IronFox, who have had all of these strikers for the whole game doing basically nothing. Of course, it's always nice to have air when you, like, if you fear landing or units in your backland. Always good to have air, but I still think helis would have really made a better decision. IronFox at 1250 and Puck at 1100. And now IronFox is looking towards this part of the map, and there's no way for Puck to defend it. There you go. Well, very well played by both. and I feel like they they lived up to my expectations of my predictions. A very close match. It could have gone either way, but IronFox just slightly came out on top. So really, really fun match to watch. And I don't know if you care at all, but I think it's fun. So let's bring up the table again. That's basic. That basically means IronFox got his first win, and he will jump up here somewhere, and Puck will go 1-5 at this time. So stands out. Players that stand out right now are definitely Keaton, who won all of his games, 5-0. Animorph is also doing quite well with only a single loss. And in the bottom, we have Hound Moon, who is struggling so far, but he only played 5 games. You have 35 to go, so he can still climb the ladder. And otherwise, we have Romad and Barracuda, who is still undefeated. And hopefully soon we'll get to see some of these players. Bigler, aka Tomok, and Rick. So yeah, really, really fun to keep track of this. Planblock is also doing really, really well, thinking about his opponents especially. So I can't wait to see how players will drop in the table and climb in the table and switch positions throughout the season, so to speak. I hope you enjoyed the game just as much as me. Yeah, thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the next one. Have a nice day. Bye.